Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Jane Goodall, The Hope. This is a documentary, of course, from National Geographic. It's an hour and 29 minutes long. It's from 2020, when Jane was just a spry 85 years old. She is the world's most famous conservationist, environmentalist. She is most known for working with chimpanzees in Tanzania and parts of Africa, just understanding them better and fighting for their survival. But as this shows, looking back on her life, but primarily looking at what she's currently doing as of 2020. I'm not sure exactly where she is right now, but at the time of 2020, when she was 85 years old, she was traveling. Well, this came out in 2020, so this is maybe it was happening in 2019. This is before the pandemic, of course. So up until that point, she was traveling 300 days a year, talking, doing seminars or speaking engagements, and also traveling to different distant villages around the world, mostly Africa, and basically speaking not just about the preservation of these creatures that are like 96% genetically similar to us, but also speaking about making an effort to protect the environment in which they not only they live, but we live as well. And you get a lot of environmental things. We just went through a massive amount of rain here in Southern California due to climate change. We had a hurricane tropical storm for the first time ever in recorded history, because we're not a tropical area. We're pretty dry. Your ocean's cold. We don't have. Yeah, it's not the same kind of thing. So things are changing. There's cause and effect, and she's been bringing to light through majority of her life since she went out into the jungle and hung out with chimpanzees when she was 26. After a time growing up when people said, you can't do that. You're just a girl. Well, you know what? She did more than that, than anybody ever expected, more than she ever expected. And she's inspired thousands, if not millions, of people, young and old alike, to fight for the survival of the planet, its creatures, and ourselves, which is a pretty important thing, I would think. And she's been speaking to people, like I said, for decades. And there's a lot of people who are like, you know what, your generation pretty much said, screw the planet, and made it nearly impossible for us to do anything to save it. And a lot of people are pretty cynical. It's easy to be cynical when you're looking at this woman when it comes to the efforts she's putting in to what seems like an impossible task. It's easy to be cynical. But I think it's important to take a look at knowing that what little we do is better than nothing together. Not just one person doing one little thing. It was just Jane Goodall doing it and going, hey, I saved some chimpanzees, and well, things are great here for the chimpanzees. Done. We wouldn't have what we have here. And I am not somebody who's gonna put anybody on a pedestal. Not a celebrity. Yeah, great. Celebrities are cool. And she's a celebrity of sorts. But she is a celebrity in a sense that she is known for her words and actions that are good. They are good. I'm certainly not going to put politicians up on a pedestal. Not in this day and age. I don't care who you vote for. No. Not putting anybody up on a pedestal. Either or any direction that you lean politically. It's not worth it. It is it is not a thing that any of us should be doing. But if there's going to be somebody who's put their money where their mouth is, it's going to be Jane Goodall. From everything I've learned from not just this documentary, but a documentary we watched a couple months ago, I forget how long it's been. There's at least 2 Jane Goodall documentaries on here. And this one very much is about everything that's come in the modern day as a result of her early work. Yeah, there's footage they look at from when she was young. The pretty blonde girl in the jungle talking to chimpanzees. Isn't that a humdinger? That's pretty much how people reduced what she was doing at first. But what she did turned some heads. And there's a lot of times where she even gets criticism from people who were trying to do the same thing she is doing, when she would often work with the enemy. She's worked with oil companies. She's worked with politicians who like to hunt, but who had similar goals in some ways. The story is worthwhile hearing in this documentary about how she's worked with corporations that wanted one thing to happen, and she wanted something else to happen in that same region. What can we do that benefits everyone? Or makes them think that, well, they're a sweet old lady. Well, we'll throw her a bone. And we'll still make ourselves billionaires, more so. We'll buy 6 more yachts while we're at it. But we'll help the monkey lady. You never know. Oh, she seems so sweet and kind and gentle, but she's a firecracker. She knows what's going on. And anybody who's met her, a lot of people who they interview, who've spent a lot of time with her, who pretty much think she's the bee's knees. She is fantastic. They know what's going on inside that head, and she gets her way. Maybe not always. And, she's, like I said, I don't put a lot of people on a pedestal, and she is not perfect by any means. She is a human woman, but she's a human woman with a mission, and she's accomplishing it. And she is spreading that accomplishment, that desire to save the world, not just chimpanzees, to save the world. She's inspiring others in small villages, in big cities. Even San Diego shows up in here at one point. The convention center. I've just been there enough times I recognize it. So there's just a lot to be gained from this, from understanding why she does this stuff and who she is behind this. So if this is your kind of thing, if you want to understand the kind of inspiration that she has provided generations, this is a great documentary to check out. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did. There's not a whole lot of whiz bang to it. It's not going to be super exciting or anything else, but you get to see a woman that has more energy than I do. So much more energy, it seems, and so much more gumption to do greater things than I do. I'm making YouTube videos about Disney Plus and others eventually. The important work, as we all know. Anyway, that's all I can really say about this. I say check it out if you're interested in the environment and interested in possibly one of the most important human beings who've ever lived in modern era. Yeah, that's a pedestal, I realize. That's Jane Goodall. She has a good sense of humor about herself and everything else about it, around her in her life. I think it's pretty fantastic. So I say definitely check it out. So normally this is where I would pick a number randomly, and we'd pick whatever, we'd watch whatever shows up next. Well, we're not going to do that today because something's already been picked for us, because tomorrow is the premiere of Star Wars Ahsoka. The first 2 episodes are premiering on Disney Plus super early on Tuesday instead of midnight Wednesday on the West Coast like it normally is. It's showing up 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock East Coast. Come on. So I'll be watching that real soon. So we'll check that out, and I'll be back here after watching the first 2 episodes that land, and then we'll take it from there. And we'll talk all about Ahsoka on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. May the Force be with you. I'll see you back here tomorrow.